Hello everyone, this is Dion Soul. I hope everyone is doing well, and as you see before you, we are sitting here in the cockpit of the A36, the Black Square edition of the Bonanza, Beach Bonanza A36 with my mighty GTN 750, and as also you can see around you, this is VR. And unfortunately, I cannot control the stabilization here the way it is, so it's going to be shaky, so I don't know how well this video will do for all of you desktop aviators out there and people who want to watch this video. I apologize for the shakiness on the front end because I have done everything I can to keep the stabilization to the max, and it's still, but we're just going to go fly anyway. I have done countless videos trying to accentuate how great VR is because I finally got a VR headset. The VR headset I have is the Quest 3. It's been a learning process in what what the bandwidth is. I found that this headset's maximum bandwidth looks like it's right around 2.8 gigabits of throughput data between the headset and the computer. To get that, you do have to have a USB 3, in my case, a Type C connection to be able to have that kind of bandwidth. Unfortunately, my computer and the cable, my aftermarket cable that I bought, is actually considerably a higher bandwidth throughput. It's 20 gigabits of throughput data, but the limiting factor that you guys see, unfortunately, is going to be the headset itself. Because of that, the quality is not as good as it could be with the computer it is, and that's just the fault of the headset. But overall, for the $499 that this headset cost me and my son, we split the cost, so really $250 a piece or whatever. And of course the head strap that was extra, and of course the tether link cable that I'm currently streaming on right now was an extra cost as well. So I've got right around $750 invested into this headset or into VR right now. Unfortunately, this will probably be the only video I do, but please let me guys know if you guys don't have a problem with the shakiness, because I can't fix it. But that's neither here or there. We're just going to go ahead and get into this airplane, and we're going to go ahead and this is my first airplane that I experienced VR in. And so we'll go ahead and get inside right now. And I've already got everything set up and ready to go. So hopefully you guys got a good look, because now if I take my head off, it's going to go blank. So hopefully it's okay. Now I'm back in here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get inside, and we'll go ahead and fly around. For me personally, it's just like it's just a total game changer for me, VR, as opposed to regular flat panel viewing. One of my fellow desktop aviators said, once you go VR, you'll never go back. And he is absolutely right, and I believe that was Josh Simpson said that, told me that. They said once you, or Bill told me that, another desktop aviator, Bug Eater 64, and I believe both of them said the same thing. They said once you go into VR, it's very difficult for you to go back out of it. The only downside with VR is that I have to feel around to be able to. I don't have the virtual reality or was it reality mixer program. I did not buy the reality mixer program to make it so you can actually put different, basically put different boxes of real world stuff, so you can grab your yoke or grab your right now I'm just totally doing this from muscle memory of where everything is. So I stumble and bumble when I do it, but that's just the way it goes, just the way it is. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started and get in this flight today. We're just going to go fly around and enjoy VR the way it is, because like I said, I've just been having all kinds of fun with VR, and I just can't go back. And this is the first airplane that it was nighttime. when I got it 1 week ago today, I think is where we're at now, is about a week. I've had VR for about a week, and it's just been all around blast with VR. Let me go ahead and turn that on. We'll go ahead and bring that up so we have that, and we can go ahead and adjust our fuel, because I want to pump our fuel up here just a little bit. If I can. Let me use my mouse here, because you can use the mouse at the same time. What we're going to do is we're going to go to Scottsdale, Arizona, is where we're going to head today. So we'll put 75% of fuel. That should be more than enough to get us. And it's just a little old me. And then we'll put in 250 pounds, or not 200. 230 pounds, 6'3" raw muscle. Yeah, right. So 210 pounds there, so that's good enough. And then we can go ahead and get this airplane started and ready to go. I have done countless videos talking about VR, and I just figured, you know what, I'll just do the video, and then we'll talk about VR as we are flying the airplane. And I figured we'd do it that way. Make sure everything is set, and then let's go ahead and put everything up. Go ahead and put our, we can do our 1-notch flaps already. Fine, we can do that. I can feel that, so we'll do that. Put our cowling flaps down right there. We'll go ahead and turn on our pitot tube, if I can find the right switch. What, is it already on? Okay, that's already on. Okay, so pitot tube is already on, so we're good there. You can use the mouse, and you can just go over and click on that, and you can get rid of it, and then you have access to all your switches, which is convenient. But then that kind of destroys the immersion factor of being in VR. So we got to leave these in here for VR. All right, so we are good to go there. Let's go ahead and just give it to turn on our fuel pump here and squirt some fuel in there. 1002, 1003. And then we'll go ahead and start the engine. Engine is started. We'll back off on our mixture just a little bit there. Now we turn on all of our avionics. So we're good to go there. Fuel switch. We'll put the fuel switch over here to that. But yeah, just overall, it's just amazing. It's just just amazing how. Now, one thing I did learn is that sometimes the mouse doesn't work when you have this installed, so you got to get rid of that, and then the mouse starts to work and be able to access all of the buttons, which is really weird, but that's just the way it is. Back over here, the GTN 750. We'll get all set up here and ready to go. And we'll put in our altitude of 13,500 feet. Takes care of that as our GPS is still doing its thing there. Make sure I didn't forget any other switches here. We can turn off that one for now. Panel lights, we'll go ahead and add some panel lights. I would actually have better quality reading and everything else if I had higher bandwidth, but I maximize the bandwidth that I can get out of the headset, and it's basically it's a sweet spot. I mean, yes, I could go higher where I can have this thing extremely detailed, but then that would sacrifice. I mean, it would just be it would be slideshow as opposed to an actual flight experience. So I'm just kind of, you got to walk that tightrope between the best of what you can and everything else. Now, I don't know if I even put a flight plan in here. No, it's just direct. So I need to add, let's see, let's go to Hector, or not Hector, Ether, H. ER, it is. ER. Does that say southwest? Yeah, that does. So we'll click on that. And then from there, we put in our flight plan, or our thing, which is going to be airway 12. And let's see what we can get away with. We're going to go all the way. I don't need to go that far. Let's see, where is... Actually, that's not where we want to go. If I was going to... well, okay, fine, we'll do that. Do that. That's a shorter flight that way. So we're going to go to Needles. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get out of that. And we're going to change this. We're going to remove that. And we're going to put in KHII. It's going to be Lake Havasu instead. We'll go to Lake Havasu. That way it's a shorter flight. We get our little bit of action going on there. And we got all of our... so we'll go there, and then we'll load our airway. I don't know why I didn't load the airway. But because I didn't hit depth, I think that's what it is. Load. That's why. Okay. And let's go over here and see if we can get the waypoint. Weather information. Weather information is going to be winds are 330 at 11 knots. That tells me that we're going to be landing on runway 32. So then we'll go to procedure. And 32, we'll do the RNAV approach. And we'll be coming from there, going across there and down. Okay, that should be fine. We'll load it. Good. That takes care of that. And we'll go there like that. We'll zoom this out to 7.5 nautical miles. And we've already got all our other things. All we can do now is just call Mr. or Miss ATC, and then we can go ahead and get out of here. Go ahead and make sure that this is set correctly to 400 feet. There's 400 feet right there. Any other settings I need to do? I need to put this down to exhaust gas temperatures. And we'll go ahead and turn on our tip tanks, drain the tip tanks. Temperature's a little cold at 46 degrees, so we'll come over here and we'll add a little bit. And then we'll go ahead and turn on our blower. Which one's our blower? Vent blower. No, we don't want that. I think that's the AC stuff right there. The vent blower is going to blow outside. Let's see if the temperature goes down. No, it's still going up. Alright. And we'll go ahead and turn this to low on our fuel. And then that's it. We are good to go. We do have oxygen in here, but if we need it, we got it. So, you know, we should be fine. Let's go ahead and get back to realism here. Which means I've got to use the mouse to be able to get this back. There and there. Here we go. And then we will take a look outside. Just a little bit. And there is our aeroplane. Looking all sexy and snazzy. I've released the parking brake. Let's see if it'll move. That's pretty cool. As I take out the... There's our hero shot right there. But let's get back inside. And you can see the cowling flaps are open. Look at that. That's my thing to be able to get back to normal. All right, let's go. But like I said, the quality is just incredible for what it is. Again, limiting factor is just the headset itself, or the headset itself, because like I say again, I can crank this thing up to insane amount of eye points, but then when I do that, it just makes it so it's just not functional. But the visibility, actually, with the Beach Bonanza here in the VR is just so much better that it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll start flying the Bonanza then, instead of, because I like the airplane, and it goes 210 knots over the ground unless you get up in the flight levels, and then you can get up to 250 knots over the ground if you have oxygen, which we do, and I see why everybody likes a Bonanza, because it's an awesome airplane. It really gets up and go. You don't have the weight capacity as you do with the Beechcraft Baron, but you don't have that nacelle sitting there right in front of your face either. So now, I didn't call ATC, so we're just going to wing it here. I'll have to get caught up with ATC here. So in order for me to do that, I got to find my controller again. Over here, click on this. Because like I said, I have done countless videos.
Fox Airport information, Oscar 1700 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10.
That's the case, I'm going to be taking off runway 6.
Clear. Temperature 8. Dew point 10. Altimeter tree 0.23. Visual runway 6 in use.
See?
Landing and departing runway 6. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Oscar.
Alright. So,
Airport.
runway 6. What I need to do is go over here, avoid these lights, and go down to runway 6. See, before, I didn't care about the lights. Then we'll do a fast taxi. I guess you get an overall view of KWJF here in Lancaster, California. Like I say, we'll do a fast taxi. I did figure out how to add some lights, so I did add some lights here at KWJF via the development tool. But it's very difficult, because I'd like to put the the sock in the middle of the, right, coming up on right here on the left hand side is where another sock would be in real life, right there. I believe it was either that one or the next one. No, I think it's right there. And it just go hog wild and just adding stuff that I have. I have photos of KWJF taken in 2017, 2019. I took some photos and that sort of thing to detail out this airfield, which hasn't changed much since then. But I haven't been to the airport since COVID, since 2021. Last time I was at the airfield. And here we are in 2024. But we'll come over here and then we'll talk to ATC, and then we'll get caught up with ATC. Do it halfway legit. I do have just real pilots, or fellow desktop aviators, I should say, are flying the sim right now. I don't have AI data in here, and the advantage by doing that, it also keeps the frame rates and the everything up as well. But like I say, because this is my first virtual reality headset, it's just like everything is just a wow factor. It's just like wow this and wow that and all that other stuff. It's just insane compared to, you know, flying like I normally do, which is just on a flat panel, and that's it. All right, let's talk to ATC, let them know that we're here at the line, and we're going to do an east departure.
Fox Ground Beechcraft November Tree 6 Sierra Whiskey with Papa request taxi to the active departure to the east.
Beechcraft November Tree 6 Sierra Whiskey taxi to and hold short of runway 6 via taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 118.525 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 6 using taxiway Alpha Beechcraft 6 Sierra Whiskey.
Okay, and then we'll do tower.
Fox Tower Beechcraft November Tree 6 Sierra Whiskey at runway 6 ready for departure east departure.
Beechcraft November Tree 6 Sierra Whiskey when calm east departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 6.
All right. I guess I got to acknowledge that.
Cleared for takeoff runway 6 Beechcraft 6 Sierra Whiskey.
All right, let's do this. We'll line up over here on the our combat takeoff here. Full power, let's go. All lights on, everything looks good. Knots. Should be getting lighter and lighter. Let's pull back on the stick a little bit. In this case, the yoke. And we are up. The gear up once you clear the field. If I can find the gear handle. Up.
Beechcraft 6 Sierra Whiskey, continue for east departure.
Fox Tower Beechcraft November Tree 6 Sierra Whiskey, continue for east departure.
Alrighty. But looking over there like that and looking around like, I mean, it's just incredible. Good. 80 degrees in here, so it's kind of warm, but that's all right. Go ahead and pull up our flaps. Speed. Of course, nose will start to drop.
Beechcraft 6 Sierra Whiskey leaving by airspace frequency change approved.
Fox Tower Beechcraft November Tree 6 Sierra Whiskey frequency change.
Interesting how it wasn't. This wasn't recording, but this was. Figured. But whatever. All right, so we'll do that, and then we will do autopilot on, and we'll do nav. Another thing I noticed with you know, with VR is that it gives you the incentive wanting to just hand fly the aircraft more. For at least for me anyway, I can only speak for myself. It's just, you know, it's a pleasure to be able just to fly the airplane just raw, to where you, instead of just immediately get off the ground, hit all the buttons, and then autopilot just takes over and goes. Here with the VR, it just gives you that incentive that you're just like, oh, I'll sit here and fly. It's doing the airplane is doing what I say it is. It's not doing anything stupid. It's really, really cool. All right, so let's go ahead and clean some things up here. All lights on, everything is looking good. Time, I need to get the time, what time it is. 9:48, that's what time it is here in the real world. As I've said countless times before, I always, when I do my flights, it's always real weather in real time. It's very, very rare that I will actually install my own time. And I noticed that my cowling flaps are still open, so let me go ahead and get rid of those. If I can find the right button. There it goes. Close now. And my PTOT heat is back on. Okay, so that's good. We're almost done with the tip tanks. So it'll climb to 13,500 feet. I'm just going to go ahead and tune to, but we're not going to talk to them. Joshua approach. All right. But like I said, it's just amazing the amount of difference it is. Going from just flat panel flying the sim to actually be inside the cockpit itself, moving around. If I actually had more room, in other words, if I had my computer set up in a vacant room that didn't have any obstacles in that room, because of this headset, and if I have a long enough tethered cable, I could just get up and then walk around, sit in the back here, you know, and that sort of thing in this particular airplane, or when I'm flying, or when I'm in, which is even more important, when I'm in car simulator VR, you know, walking around the shop, interacting with things, and taking tires off of the car, and rebuilding engines and that sort of thing. And then walking around, it's just the potential is just so huge. And I know I'm preaching to the choir here, because everybody says, yeah, Dion, we've known this for years, but actually experiencing it yourself, it's just unbelievable. Like I say again, the only disappointment I have is, you know, if I get up here nice and close, then they become really, really detailed, all the lettering. But when I step way back here, for me, I can still see what it is, but it's just the distortion starts to really become real prevalent, which is disappointing, because again, that's why when I was talking about earlier having a 20 gigabits of throughput is what my computer system is able to do, and the cable, my aftermarket cable that I bought for tethering the unit is you know, up to 20 gigabits of throughput. But unfortunately, the now it should capture. Kind of went over there, didn't it? We're at 13,200. Probably my altimeter setting's wrong. That's probably what the problem is. All right, well then what we'll do, we'll get this back, and that back on here, and let's go have a look. And we just passed. Let's go to nearest. We don't have the weather, but let's put in because we're heading towards California Logistics. Let's see if they're in range. Mojave's in range. You'd think California Logistics would be in range. That is so weird. When we're heading towards, you'd think it would pop up, populate here. Fine, we'll put KWJF. and then we'll do our weather. And that was 3023. So what we'll do is we'll go over here. We'll put in 30.23. Boom. And now it should start to descend. I can't believe, I guess we'll go ahead and do flight following, and we can at least get our altimeter settings. Back off on our power too. Let's put it right around 20. We're gonna go fast, so let's leave it at 30 or 29. We'll put our props down to 25. And we'll back off on our exhaust or our mixture. We'll bring it back. And constantly bringing it back a little bit at a time. Right about there or so. It shows our temperature is still a little bit cold, 57 degrees. So we'll bring this out a little bit. Bring our temperature up. Now let's call ATC. We'll do a request flight following.
Los Angeles Center Beechcraft November Tree 6 Sierra Whiskey is type Beechcraft Bonanza 5 miles north of Hague Charlie Lima 013,500 feet. Request flight following.
Beechcraft November Tree 6 Sierra Whiskey, Los Angeles Center. Squawk 2677.
2.
Squawk 2677 Beechcraft.
Let's do it automatic.
Whiskey.
Beechcraft 6 Sierra Whiskey radar contact 6 miles northeast of 8 Charlie Lima 013,500 feet. Altimeter 30.19er.
3019er. Okay. Now, I gotta get rid of all this knowledge.
Roger Beechcraft 6 Sierra Whiskey.
I don't have access to these buttons when I have ATC engaged. So 30.19er. Oh. As far as this is concerned, 2677. 2677. Should sync up now. No, of course not. 2677. There we go. Now we're all the same. And there we go. But yeah, when I crank up the resolution, because I did crank this up where I just went, now that's another, well, I won't do it now, but my settings on the sim itself, I have it set to where it's at ultra, and for VR I have it set to ultra, and I have it set to 200 on the objects detail and the terrain detail. I have it set at 200, but it's ultra. Then those two things I altered, and I notice most people are far less lower than that. But like I say again, my computer can handle it. Matter of fact, I'm not having any stutters. If I do have stutters, they're very, very little, and they're very. My frame rates on my side are, looking through the headset, are very good. It's just that the textures of the lettering on all the, if I have to zoom in like right here to be able to see some pretty clear lettering. But when I come back here, then of course I'm fine. But yeah, it just opens your eyes up. Just like this is insane. Too cool for school. Very, very nice. But like I said, I have done countless videos. We're in the 20s and 30s now, videos that I have done since last Friday. And when I first got the headset, just trying to get it to work out where the perspective from you as the audience is just not right there, right at the dashboard. And I don't know if that's how it is right now. I'll see it after I watch the video. And if it is, then that's just the way it is. That's why I was saying to start the video, I may not do a whole lot of videos.
Joshua approach on 124.55. Good day.
124.55, Beechcraft 6 Sierra Whiskey. Goodbye. Joshua approach Beechcraft, November Tree 6 Sierra Whiskey, 13,500 feet.
Beechcraft, November Tree 6 Sierra Whiskey, Joshua approach altimeter tree 0.2 tree radar contact. Continue.
Now he's 2-3.
Beechcraft 6 Sierra Whiskey contact.
Oh, now we're playing our game.
1 tree 2.3 tree. Good day.
We're gonna be dancing around between ATC.
1 tree 2.0 tree Beechcraft 6 Sierra Whiskey. Goodbye.
I don't know whatever happened to Beyond ATC.
Los Angeles Center, Beechcraft November Tree 6 Sierra Whiskey, 13,500 feet.
Beechcraft, November Tree 6 Sierra Whiskey, Los Angeles Center altimeter tree 0.2 tree radar contact. Continue.
But yeah, Beyond ATC, I thought would have been out by now because they announced that in 2023 in July or August or June of 2023 when at the Flight Sim Expo 2023, and here we are quite a few months later, and it's still not out to the market yet. So I don't know what's going on with that. That eliminates a lot of the ATC problems. I've had the experience where they've actually shoved me into the mountain, which is not good. I think I need to switch our fuel. Where's our fuel status at? And we're down a little bit. We can go ahead and flip our switch over here to the left tank. That's one thing I like about Cessna aircraft over Beechcraft aircraft, or at least this one in particular, is that I don't have to worry about switching fuel. It cross feeds, bleeds right in. Don't have to worry about it. Looks like we got ourselves a little bit of a headwind in our face because we're not maxed out on what are we doing? Doing 190 knots? Yeah, we got 17 knot headwind. And we'll be there in 48 minutes, it says. Destination. But back to the videos, yes, I did countless videos trying to, make it so your perspective is more like my perspective is here with the VR. And for some reason, when it records it right in front, where you're way up here instead of back here in the back. And I never been able to figure out why, which is disappointing. But I can move the camera around. We're like, okay, now we're in the co-pilot seat. And there is California Logistics right there. But just seeing that big ass wing gives you that perspective of like, man, these airplanes are big. Well, that's California Logistics. That means, well, that means over there is Victorville right there, Victorville, California, and then beyond San Bernardino, Riverside area out that way. And then right there is Apple Valley. I think that's Apple Valley right there. That airport. most cool. I don't know if I can do it or not. This one. And, okay. You can look out and see the passenger side here. If I can look with my mouse. Here. No, we can't. It's affixed. In VR, it's fixed. You can't move around. It's I feel like I'm kind of like a little child trying to just barely look up over. I do one or two. This is the other side. Or I can just stick my head out. There you go. Totally breaks the immersion factor. Yeah, I'm sticking my head out. Try to be as far back as possible for you guys. Pretty damn cool. Again, I'm getting over the honeymoon phase of VR right now. I'm kind of at that point now. It's like, okay, now I'm getting into what can we do with this? What can I bit to be able to get the maximum quality versus the bandwidth that I have to work with.
Joshua approach on 124.55. Good day.
Going to 124.55 Beechcraft 6 Sierra Whiskey. Joshua approach Beechcraft, November Tree, 6 Sierra Whiskey, 13,500 feet.
Beechcraft, November Tree, 6 Sierra Whiskey, Joshua approach altimeter 30.21 radar contact, continue. Beechcraft, 6 Sierra Whiskey,
really?
contact Los Angeles Center on 132.3. Good day.
Hate that when they do that.
Going to 132.3 Beechcraft, 6 Sierra Whiskey. Los Angeles Center, Beechcraft, November Tree, 6 Sierra Whiskey, 13,500 feet.
Beechcraft, November Tree, 6 Sierra Whiskey, Los Angeles Center altimeter 30.20 radar contact, continue.
The 320. Over here to also too, you can just look at this right here, and then you can actually tilt this just a little bit, move the knob a little bit. Just not doing it right now, but I can't. If you can use the mouse, you just come over here with the mouse wheel and then change it that way. Oh, you can see what it is right here, because this right here is little bitty to be able to see this. But you go over here and use this and then change it over there, which is pretty cool. All right. We're looking good. Just a nice little Friday morning flight. Flying from KWJF down to Lake Havasu. Which was created by the Colorado River. And we can also get rid of our tip tanks are now depleted. Turn those off. 68 degrees temperature. That's very, very good. Very nice.
Beechcraft, 6 Sierra Whiskey contact, Los Angeles Center on 132.5. Good day.
132.5 Beechcraft, 6 Sierra Whiskey. Goodbye. Los Angeles Center, Beechcraft November Tree, 6 Sierra Whiskey, 13,500 feet.
Beechcraft November Tree 6 Sierra Whiskey, Los Angeles Center, altimeter tree 0.22 radar contact, continue.
See how long it takes for him to change me again. (322), huh? See? Do it.
Joshua approach on 124.55. Good day.
Like, why bother?
124.55, Beechcraft 6 Sierra Whiskey. Goodbye. Joshua approach Beechcraft, November Tree, 6 Sierra Whiskey, 13,500 feet.
Beechcraft November Tree 6 Sierra Whiskey, Joshua approach altimeter tree 0.2 tree radar contact, continue. Beechcraft 6 Sierra Whiskey, contact Los Angeles Center on 132.5.
It's getting ridiculous.
Good day.
132.5, Beechcraft 6 Sierra Whiskey. Goodbye. Los Angeles Center, Beechcraft November Tree, 6 Sierra Whiskey, 13,500 feet.
Beechcraft November Tree 6 Sierra Whiskey, Los Angeles Center, altimeter tree 0.2 tree radar contact, continue.
Then right over there is Doggett, KDAG, and then the road off in the distance there, that is Interstate 15. Starts off down in Brownfield, down in Tijuana area, and just goes all the way up through the United States to Wyoming, Montana, Wyoming, one of the two, goes all the way to the Canadian border. Now that I got VR and we've got highly detailed ground textures, that might be one of my jobs, or one of my marathon videos I do. Is I'll start out down there at Brownfield, follow, I'll do an IFR flight, IFR meaning I follow roads, and then just go through and just fly all the way up, and make a nice long trip out of it. That'd be pretty cool. I'd probably do it in probably in the MU2 or something. That way I'd have the speed. And then that right there is Interstate 40 right there. So we're paralleling kind of at the moment Interstate 40. And we'll revisit it again once we get to Needles. Which will be there in 37 minutes. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go eat. I haven't eaten anything yet. Outside temperature is 22 degrees or so Fahrenheit. It's cold out there. Do the dash cam. That didn't mess you guys up too much. That little halo, if you guys see it, is my border on getting close to the border of before it goes out of virtual reality. is looking good that I can tell. Back off my power a little bit there. I'm at 30 inches. I just want to be at 29 for speed. And our RPM still at 2,500. We are burning the mid-IOS. I don't think this airplane, because it's turbocharged, doesn't have a this particular one is not modeled to have to go lean a peak. As soon as I try to go lean a peak, it will it'll just stall the engine out, starboard for fuel. So, all we can do now is just wait. Watch the scenery roll below your feet. Right now, if I wasn't in VR, then I would just see if I take off the VR headset, then and then the VR or then the Quest 3 sees that I'm not have it on my head, then it would kill the video or kill the video to you guys via, and that would be the end of it. So can't do that. So what VR? Oh, this is Hector. That means right there. I actually, in the real world, when I went on a trip, was it going down Interstate 40, you could see this Hector VOR from the freeway if you know where to look. Or highway, I should say. Oh, excuse me. Yawning there. Clouds, but no snow. Not out here in the desert. That is, you see the road, the freeway or the highway right there, and you see it. It looked like it was and I saw it look like another aqueduct of some sort. Which I wouldn't think there would be. That's one thing that Microsoft Flight Simulator does not do very well. Does not model power lines. Does not model railroad tracks and stuff very well. It'd be cool if it did, or especially the trains. But there's probably, nefarious activity would happen if you model too much stuff. So maybe that's why, I don't know. But still publicly available. If anybody want to do dirty deeds, they can still get the information. So, a lot of lava. I think that's what that is, lava rocks and whatnot. Like I said, I can just get up and walk around and whatnot. And if I had enough cable length and not clipping through, see if I clip through like this, if I stand up completely, and of course now I clip through the damn airplane, which kind of breaks the immersion factor. "30 minutes destination." Alrighty, so now we're in a position now where we can land the airplane here. We need to start to decelerate. I have to step away for a few minutes, so I need to get my bearings and get myself situated back in my seat here. Down to 15 inches. Bring our down to about, let's go 9,000. 9,000, 10, in like a mad dog. There we go. I think. Because Lake Havasu, I think, is right over there. We're just going through the approach now. Land this bad boy. I need to switch tanks, I just noticed. Lopsided on fuel. RPM. 2600 RPM. Get our speed back up a little bit. Our speed 25, or throttle 25 inches, and see how we'll speed back up there. Land at runway 32. Land this bad boy. we'll have to wing it. Got my moving around capability with my zoom capability to zoom in right there. What I really wanted is my charts. No, we want that one. We want, we're at 9,000 already. All right, let's knock it down to 4,500. No, we should, yeah, knock it down to, knock it down to 4,500. All right, and then approaches. We're doing 3-2. It's not quite in the view yet. Feet is going to be our right there. Okay. Our ATIS for landing. I need to go to here. Nope, my bad. And go to here, 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 and here, and then ATIS. Doing a Unicom action here. And we'll be landing runway 32. And they want 4,400 feet. field's out there somewhere. Are getting there. Not really much to say right now as we're sitting here just going through the approach phase. See me on this chart. I should be seeing me on my chart. Oh, we'll let it play out. Not I can always go around. I don't see. Usually you would have your little. Oh, there it is. There I am. high. Supposed to be at 4,400 feet is what it says. And the next one is 38, 35. Hoping that'll just VNAV right on down. If not, then I'll take over. I don't think this thing has VNAV capability. I don't see VNAV anywhere. No. 3,500. I think we're way too high. I don't think it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's all right. Don't think it was doing what it was supposed to be doing. That's all right. We'll just hand land the bad boy. Die. Bit here. Okay, floated enough. Gotta get on the ground now. There you go. And we got on the ground. Nobody here. We got one dude right there, so I guess we'll go ahead and just park right there. That's another advantage of this, is that I can actually see where he is. You know, where the marshaller is. And we made it. Parking brake. Off, off, off. Boom. Everything's off. That's it. Job done. Very good. That is just so awesome. Truly, truly awesome. What's not awesome is having to wait to be able to get back to the welcome screen. That part sucks. And of course it gives you, because it's kind of locked, waiting for the sim to catch up. And it will. And there it is. I got an update. Where do I get the update? Go to Content Manager. What am I updating? Oh, the Dune expansion thing is updating. Okay, well, we'll do that later. Not doing anything with that anyway. Okay, well, I definitely appreciate everyone watching here, this VR experience. On you guys' side, it was still two-dimensional, but for me, it was 3D everywhere and everything, and it was just freaking awesome. Highly recommend you guys getting VR if you guys are interested in aviation and playing games themselves in VR. It's just phenomenal. There's just no words to describe. And the barrier to entry is so far less now than what it was before that I can't highly recommend it enough. It's just unbelievable. So anyway, you guys take care. Catch you guys next time on another FS Excursions, and then we'll go somewhere and we'll do something. So catch you guys next time. Talk to you guys later. Bye.